Yo, 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 yo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you know what time it is, you know what day it is, you know what hour it is, you know what minute it is, you know what second it is, you know what this is because you press play. You download it. That means you're listening. I don't know, it could be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud. It don't matter to me because you're listening to DOOGIFRANCHISE. That's me, Doogie Franchise. And I'm not here alone because you know I got my boy, aka Big Boy Fitness, 718. That's his birthday. I bet y'all didn't know that, right? That's a tidbit. Y'all gonna remember that. That might come up in a pop quiz one day to get a prize or something. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, right? Right? Burger Joe with him, and it is show off season. And guess what? We got a special guest. We got an amigo. A comprende. Not from my past. This one's from Joe's. So Joe, you gonna do it. Go ahead.
So everybody, like you said, this is Burger Joe, aka Big Boy Fitness
718.
I was gonna mention that. But yeah, we got somebody from the past. It's from all the way back 8th grade, Ascension days.
Yes,
Our boy Isaac,
Yo. What's up, guys?
aka do you go by aka
So-
Galaxy Island or?
I mean, you can call me Galaxy Island. That's just the brand. You want to get into it? We could go ahead and get into it right now, man.
I
Just
mean-
the whole.
We got. Let me run down some of
Okay.
your accolades.
Yes, sir.
So this man is a graphic designer. He do logos.
Sir.
He does clothing wear,
Yes.
aka fashion, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies. Right? I did say logos, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So that means you might do ads. Matter of fact, just in case if I miss something,
Yeah.
stop me if I miss something. If you want to throw one, feel free to jump in anytime.
Nah, man, you nailed it on the head. We could talk about ads. We could definitely talk about ads and collaborations. I'm open to all of that. And
All right.
graphic design has always been a part of me. Art has always been a part of me since I can remember. Probably the age of 12 is when I really got into the arts as far as just a poet and a rapper, writer, songwriter, and what have you. And in high school is when I really dabbled in, my love of art. And probably sophomore year, I took art class and I was like, wow. I didn't really look at myself as the artsy person. I had that kind of ignorant viewpoint of like what an artist should be. As I got older, obviously there's all types of artists, all shapes and sizes and demographics.
All right. So
I
you
know
said-
it was long-winded, my bad.
No. That's fine, bro. We love the details.
Yeah.
So, all right. You said you were a rapper, poet, and okay. So, did
Yeah.
you start it with tags like graffiti?
No graffiti. So once I started really realizing I enjoyed the art of just poetry and rapping, I got into that kind of by accident. So me and Joe met in 8th grade, but let's take it back to 7th grade, 2002. I was in Ascension, class of 2004, with Joe and a few other dudes that I still keep in contact today. So one of my classmates, Marcus Wilson, shout out to Marcus if you're hearing this. I always give him his flowers. He's the one that really put me on as far as just envisioning a young person also being a rapper. I would see rappers, obviously, they're grown men on TV. And I was like, nah, a 12-year-old can't start writing rhymes. Like, I just couldn't really conceive it. So Ascension is a religious school. So first period, obviously, is religion. So I was sitting next to Marcus one day, and I would see in his religion book, the first page when you open it, behind the cover, I saw a whole bunch of, like, a list of names, like aliases. And then I asked him, like, yo, what's that? He's like, these are my rap names. And I think he started either spitting one of his verses, or he showed me something, and I started becoming enamored with the idea of, like, yo, I could put my emotions on a pad just like Marcus and, like, see where it goes. So I started very elementary. as far as just like bottles, models,
Yeah.
type of rhyme schemes. And then as I got older, I started to listen to Tupac, uh, Jay more, just more lyrical people. Also, as well, just storytelling. So I became enamored with just the art of storytelling and kind of speaking about life experiences on a page. And I found it very therapeutic. That's the only way I would express myself is through music. I use music as my escape, as a coping mechanism. Because if not, then I would just kind of internalize a lot of things. And you know, we all know sometimes when you internalize a lot of things, they manifest into a lot of destructive behaviors. Once if you don't reach out for help. So I've always viewed music and art, for that matter, as an escape and a form of expression in a very healthy way.
Okay. So explain how that led you into actual like art, like complete. And art is a subjective term
Yeah.
because art could be anything, but
Yeah.
like I'm assuming design,
Mhm.
pencil to paper, marker to paper, paint to paper.
No, actually, probably in high school I did a little bit. I wasn't really good at it. I did keep one of my pieces that I did sophomore year that took me several weeks to make. It was kind of like a bird on a tree branch. I took very great care of it. It's not in the best condition, but it's not in the worst condition. I think I have a picture of it. I'll show you guys after this. And that moment for me was like, wow, this is what dedication and focus and determination to something artistically looks like. Because prior to that, I was very dismissive of what an artist could be. I was like, nah, I'm not an artist. You know, I was like, I
What
didn't.
did you think an artist could be? If you don't mind,
What do you say?
like, what do you think an artist could be? Like,
I didn't see myself as an artist. I thought like an artist was like the scarf, you know, the European artist. No, really, no, seriously. Like I had a very
No.
ignorant depiction of what an artist would be at that
got you.
age.
I
You
got
know,
you.
even in high school, like I didn't really. I was like, those are like for the emo kids or whatever. Like I didn't really look at myself as an artist. So once my teacher started putting me on, like, hey, look at Picasso, look at Andy Warhol,
I love Andy
um,
Warhol.
look at Lee Krasner, look at Jackson Pollock. These are people from all different walks of life that expressed themselves and created something that we still appreciate to this day. It's timeless work. So once I started understanding the history behind art and seeing the people that broke barriers for us, I was like, okay, I could see myself doing this, and my love for art rather grew over the years, especially during college. I went to college in 2009. I took music production, so I'm not only an artist as far as visual, but like I wanted to be a music producer and a rapper. I went to Hostess Community College back in 2009. I dabbled in music, audio engineering, music design, web design. I mean, you name it, I took classes and courses in it. It didn't work out. You know, the timing wasn't right. I was still very immature. My priorities was not in academics in college. As a 19-year-old, I was in the hallways trying to get some. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hey.
So it was a time where I started seeing like, hey, what else is there for me? At that time, I didn't feel like I was ready for furthering my education. I still felt very immature in that sense. Like I didn't have a sense of direction. So I took a break and I just started working, doing retail jobs.
Mhm.
And I started seeing like a lot of the people that were quote unquote my managers and supervisors, I was doing their job for them, and I felt like I was way more qualified, even though they might have a job title or education, you know, further education more than me, only a piece of paper saying like, hey, he's in charge of these people because of his education. But I felt like I was smarter than them, And I made the choice in 2014 to go back to school, and I took art and design, watercolor painting, um,
Cool.
and that made me kind of fall in love back with art. So the break between 2000 and probably like 10 or 11 and 2014, I didn't really dabble in any kind of visual art. I was just kind of writing poetry and songs, and I felt like something was missing in my life. I felt like there was something I could be doing with my life, just not only academically but career-wise, and just finding a purpose. So 2014, I enrolled myself in school, back in school. I took watercolor, a few other courses, and I also took intro to psychology. So intro to psychology was just by accident. I've always been fascinated by the human mind and brain and figuring out why we do the things we do. And that changed my life. Psychology changed my life. It made me look at myself, from a retrospective aspect, and started to see who I am truly. Take away the trauma, the trials and tribulations that all of us have as human beings, and looking at myself like, who's the real you? Why are you not doing the things you want to do? Why are you people pleasing unconsciously? And
Okay.
yeah, unconsciously. It wasn't like, oh, I want everybody to be happy. Obviously I do, but that's not real life. There's gonna be certain decisions that we make as people, especially as men, that, not everybody's gonna support us in. And that's all right.
That's fair.
But on an unconscious level, I felt like, oh, if this person doesn't approve, like, I would second guess myself on an unconscious level. And I felt like for a long time, I would dim my light just to make everybody feel secure within themselves. But to go back to my love of art, it was just a culmination of things. I felt like I was prepared at the age of 24 to actually finally just be the person that I want to be, not hinder myself because of family dynamics, or generational traditions, or whatever it is. Like, I'm not gonna hold myself back for anybody. My time is now. At the age of 24, that's what my thought process was, and art was an outlet for me. I started taking more and more art courses and more psychology courses, and combining the two, and started seeing like, wow, this is incredible. I started figuring out like who I truly am. Stripping away all the trauma that I went through, all the bad decisions that I made, and appreciating life for what it is, not looking at it from a victim mentality standpoint, but understanding like I have the power to change. Fuck what anybody needs to say. Like, if you're going through something and you make it out the other side, it's gonna make you stronger. You just got to look at it from that standpoint, and not look at it as an excuse to hinder yourself and continue making those bad decisions, that some of us continue to make because we don't take accountability or responsibility for our actions. Granted, there's certain circumstances that are out of our control, but what we can control is how we interpret them and how we adapt moving forward.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, you said that at a young age, like, you didn't consider yourself an artist. Like, like, basically just hearing your story, it seemed like you've always been an artist. Like, when I was a kid, I would draw pictures. Like, that was the one thing that I loved to do every single day. But it was always like Dragon Ball Z characters or Dragon Ball Z photos, and I'd be like, that's the one thing that I did. I wouldn't consider myself an artist, even though, like, I don't know, the pictures that I drew, they were good.
Mm-hmm.
They were good.
Yeah.
I'm not like,
Yeah, what a way to put yourself over, buddy.
they were like, I'm
Yeah.
not like, I drew some very good characters. Like, even when I was like, oh, this isn't that good. Like, art teacher was like, nah, this is actually pretty good. Like, not a lot of people can do this. I was like, but I want to say I did it for about a year to 2 years, maybe a year and a half to 2 years,
Okay.
and then like I got into basketball. By the time I got into high school, it was just like girls. Even halfway through college, it was just like straight girls. It was
Yeah.
so I was just like, I was the type like, I'll be talking to people in college, like, but if it wasn't going nowhere, I'm talking to somebody else. So, like, I never considered myself to be an artist per se. It was just like one of the dudes that like it was like one of the dudes I hung out with. Like he liked to draw, so I just picked it up and I started drawing. So the fact that I mean, just hanging out with him, I got good at it.
Yeah.
So just the fact that you have a story where it's just like it's always been in you, and even where it was just like, even the years where you didn't see yourself doing much, but you were still doing poetry, you were writing songs, that stuff. It's like even when you didn't consider it, it's always been in you.
Yeah.
So it's always been like right there with you.
I never really consider myself even not even a visual artist, but just an artist in general, like rapping. Like I remember, I don't know if you participated in this, but I remember a few ciphers in class in Ascension.
Please tell me he did.
I don't know if you participated.
I don't
I'm not trying to put you on the
remember.
spot, G, but
No, I don't remember myself participating. It was like in Ascension, like when I went to Ascension, like I went there and I walked through the school in 7th grade. So, and I knew my goal, what I was going, because I had a goal to go on through during 8th grade. It was, okay, you're going to go to the school, you're going to make the basketball team.
Yeah.
So I went to the school, made the basketball team. I was on the basketball team, and that was literally what I was there to do. I was like, I'm trying to be on the basketball team. I'm trying to do good. Didn't do that great, but I was like, I'm here. I remember Marcus because one of my tattoos, like the last time I spoke to him, he said he was a tattoo artist.
Okay.
One of my tattoos, I was like, yo, I'm thinking about getting a tattoo. Like, it's in the picture of it. He said, let me talk to my manager, see how much you want me to charge for it, because he had just started. Yeah. And I wanted to support him. I didn't get tattoos from him because the price he was trying to charge was rent money. Okay. But I was like, okay, let me get back to you. Yeah. I just found somebody to do it for cheaper, so I was like, I'm gonna go with this guy because I wasn't doing it. Yeah, man. But I don't know if I was part of that cipher. I remember people who were part of it, but I was just like, I wasn't part of it. I was just watching.
I participated a few times. Not the best verses, but it was something that I enjoyed. It was a guy thing. Yeah. Like we just got our shit on. We would talk shit about each other in a very respectful manner. Not like mama jokes or something like that, but it was very lighthearted, very enjoyable. At least for me. Like I didn't go in it hurting anybody's feelings or making somebody want to fight me.
You better than me.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to it was like working out, like trying to get those reps in. Being comfortable with an audience and just playing with my talent. But I never really saw myself as an artist because during those times, 50 was coming up. Ja was there. It was like very just street oriented artist for the most part. And I'm like, I'm street smart, but I'm not street. So I didn't really look at myself as an artist. I started looking at myself as an artist. So I don't know if you remember this song by Angie Martinez, "If I Can Go."
If I can go with you.
All right. So there's a rapper in the song. His name's Sicario, right? So he didn't look like a rapper to me. Okay. So I was like, okay, I could identify with him.
Bro, you must have loved Kanye, son.
Yeah.
I like that. That's the same.
Yeah. So when he started rapping, I'm like, wait, hold up. Like I had to replay his verse because it was not only was it flawless, at least for me, just like how smooth he transitioned, but he just didn't have the quote unquote stereotypical rapper starter kit. Like he wasn't, with bandanas and 25 chains and super baggy clothes and you know what I'm saying, and a whole posse behind him. Like he was doloing the music video. He was just doing his shtick. And he went in and killed it, and that's that. And then once I saw him, I was like, I could do this. I could do this. So I started embracing it and taking it much more seriously as I got older in my teen years. And when I went to high school, I was in my own world. I had a binder, and in my binder I had loose leaf paper. So in the corner of every page of my loosely paper, I'll write rhymes. The teacher will be like, "Hey Isaac, what are you doing?" I'm like, "No, I'm okay. Like I'm paying attention in class. You know, when I wanted to be, I could be like a B minus, a C student. You know, but I would pass my classes for the most part when I would focus. But like I never really been academically stimulated. You know, for me, I've always felt like the education that we're taught, as far as just school, is very antiquated. You know, it's almost irrelevant at this point. You know, it needs to be fixed. I don't know if it can be fixed, but just the whole, you know, routine of school. I never really been like that. You know what I mean? But I always enjoyed just the freedom that being an artist gave me. Like I felt like I that I would hold my tongue sometimes, and I'm just saying this right now. This is the first time I'm saying this.
Bro, cut loose, talk your shit.
Yeah.
That's the point of this podcast.
Yeah. So sometimes I would touch on topics that in my everyday life I didn't really feel like I had anybody that could identify with those things. But as an artist, like it was kind of like the Clark Kent and Superman thing. Like I felt like me artistically, I could touch on those topics because I felt more comfortable in a written format than in a verbal format to express those things. And that's what I did. You know, sometimes when I needed advice about something, I was maybe too embarrassed to talk about it, and I would talk about it in a song, like having a crush on a girl. Like I didn't really want to talk to my pops or my grandfather about girls, you know, and sex and stuff like that. So like I had to figure it out on my own. You know what I'm saying? And also just expressing how to show emotion, you know, but not so much where you're labeled as a simp or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Simp is a new term.
Yeah, I know,
Which is
yeah.
I started like, because I remember we talked about it before.
Got you.
But then I kind of realized it's like a new term. It's pretty much it's just like simp is if you're doing extreme.
Yeah.
And then like, but like you being a regular dude, you're just trying to like, you know what I'm saying?
It's just now the world we live in, bro. Unfortunately, women have a very warped reality as far as just how men are supposed to be, and I think it's just because of a society type of standpoint.
Yeah.
You know, we've grown up with fairy tales, with stories like.
I blame Disney, son. You gotta blame Disney, bro.
We gotta blame everybody.
I blame
bro.
Disney, son.
I mean,
you know, and it's almost unfair to us as men for us to be at a have a very not realistic measuring stick, and we're judged by it on a consistent basis. But I'm not going to go too deep on that.
I get it.
Those are just the girls you need to leave alone. So anyway, gotta go to.
Yeah. We could talk about.
Are we about to hit the PSA? No. So, what are some of your because you've dabbled in many art forms?
Yes.
Who are some of your influences? It could be anybody from.
All right. So musically, Tupac, just by who he was as a person. You know, obviously people remember him as a thug life and everything, but he was a very deep soul. You know, he really stood for just equality, just for respect, and just by us treated all equal, man. We're all human beings first. Fuck the race and fuck everything else, man. And he really, for the short time he was here on this earth, we still talk about him in high regard. That's a testament what kind of person he was. From a visual artist standpoint, Andy Warhol, Jackson Pollock, Picasso.
How you feel about Basquiat?
Ooh, phenomenal artist. Yes, sir.
I gotta link you to my man's after this.
Yeah. I mean, so many artists, man, from all walks of life, and just. You know, when I went to college the second time in 2014, taking art courses, some of the requirements was going to actual art exhibits and museums. And when I was a kid, I kind of found that boring. But as I got older, I started seeing like, oh man, I'm physically in a museum, physically present in his moment, looking at what Andy Warhol did, what Jackson Pollock did, what XYZ person did, and looking at like what kind of stuff they had to deal with back in those days. All the critics, all the judgments, everybody trying to paint them a certain way. You know, we always want to label somebody something just for us in our minds to kind of be like, okay, this person is that. And if they step out of that, it's a problem, or we're not going to accept it, or whatever it is. And it's like, we as human beings, especially artists, like, we should have the right to do and say what we want to say, if that's how we feel. It's subjective. You don't have to like everything we do or everything we say. Just like a human being, we have the right to. We might disagree, and that's cool too. If we were all like-minded, the world would be crazy. You know, and I think we need that person to balance each other out. You know, and just break the cycle of the way of thinking. And I think a lot of these artists that I mentioned broke the mold. You know, had conversations that not many people want to have, but they need to have it because it's very necessary to push the world forward in a better place. You know?
Yeah, that's true. Like I had a conversation earlier this week with somebody versus Superman versus Sans.
Don't do this.
Trash.
Don't
Superman's trash.
do this.
You went with Saints, right?
Hashtag Superman got no hands, but you know we gotta move on from that. Like,
Why are we doing this?
Crazy.
shout out to hashtag Superman got no hands.
Oh,
We
man.
gonna keep moving.
Oh,
So
man.
Did you say hashtag Superman got no hands?
you did right.
That's gonna be trending. That's all about it.
Oh, you set up. You know what? That's all right. Winter's coming. You know that, right?
Yeah, winter's coming and Superman still ain't got no hands.
Winter's
so it's
coming.
fine.
So it's a
over.
wrap. It's a wrap. It's gonna be a war on this.
But he
podcast.
still ain't got no hands, so it's fine. But like you said, like it's just great that even in high school, it's like you still had somewhat of a not even somewhat. It's still like you're still an artist. High school, it was just for me like I was just out here I went to an all boys school, so it was just like
You was in Cardinal Hayes, right?
yes, I had no like. I'm not gonna look around at dudes. This is
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I had no
yeah,
choice but to
yeah.
look at the teacher and pay attention. But
Were you in the,
as soon as 3 o'clock hit, I was like, "Ooh, I'm texting."
were you
Ooh,
in the
no.
basketball team in Cardinal?
Nah, I got cut. Fuck them niggas.
Yeah,
But
nah, politics.
I got cut. Fuck them. Like I was, but exactly. So fuck them. Yeah, that's exactly how the team was. But so it was just like bet. I was like, well, I ain't make the basketball team. Time to just be a hoe out here. So
Yeah, man.
So okay, wow. So,
Yeah.
let's talk about Galaxy Island.
Yes, sir. So that idea came about 2017, 2018, I think.
Okay, not too long ago. That's perfect.
But I've always suffered from second guessing myself, having self-confidence issues.
You know what that is? That's an artist doubt,
Yeah,
and I get it
yeah,
because I myself is an artist. I've been to art schools my whole life,
nice.
so like I understand that. That's one of those things you have to like. I don't want to say you're not gonna grow out of.
Yeah,
You just gotta fight off.
yes.
So I totally understand, and I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No,
Continue.
that's cool, bro. It's definitely true what you're saying, man. Even this whole podcast, man. For me, like I'm very antisocial, but as
That's an artist thing too.
yeah, I'm very introverted just by nature.
yeah, I just don't like talking to people either. So
Yeah,
You
I'm
a
not much
mean
of a-
fuck. That's
I'm
why.
not-
Joe's mean.
Nah, Joe's cool. Joe's cool.
I would be like,
But yeah, man, that's just my DNA. I could be home all week and not really care if I see anybody or talk to anybody. I'm cool with that. But I'm
so
also
you was in paradise during quarantine, wasn't you?
yeah, I was built for this. Man. I was built for this, man. Oh, shout out to you. I gotta give you your flowers, man. During quarantine, your fitness page on IG really inspired me to get on my grind. And last year, I was upwards to 300, probably 290s. And you and one of my boys, Julian, that posts his workouts and stuff like that, really motivated me to get on my grind. So I want to say thank you for that because I lost a total of like over 70 pounds over this past year. You know, and I gotta thank Joe. I gotta thank Joe because he inspired me. Real talk, real talk. Real talk.
So you know this is good of an
We got the clip. Joe's cutting the clips for the podcast. All right, you got this one.
Hilarious. But yeah, man. So 2017, 2018 is when the Galaxy Island idea came about, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe 2019. I'm not sure. It was one of those 3 years. I think it's 2018. But yeah, the same what you were saying. The doubt, the artist's doubt. Like, are people gonna even care? Gonna give a shit about it? How am I gonna do it? I was like, I usually am very calculated when I do things. Almost to my detriment. Sometimes I overthink, and I get nothing done, which is annoying. But I'm getting better at it. But this time around with the Galaxy Island idea, I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm going to do it. I don't give a fuck what happens, and that's what happened. So 2020, when the pandemic hit, that's when obviously unemployment was popping. A lot of people were creating side hustles just to make ends meet, because a lot of industries were shut down or slowing down. People getting the hours cut or their jobs eliminated. So for me, I was like, okay, I'm not really doing much. We're quarantined. We're getting unemployment. I'm not going to be at home eating potato chips and gaining weight. So I was like, let me put, my love for art to use to see what makes of it. So I was like, all right, I don't really have space at home, so I can't really buy in bulk for inventory purposes. So I was like, okay. I found a website called Bonfire that, they provide the T-shirts, they print them for you, they take care of everything, customer service, everything. Mm-hmm. And so I made a page with them. So my store currently, my Galaxy Island store is on Bonfire. I'm trying to, I'm in the works of creating my own website just to have, more leverage as far as just making more business sense as far as my cut of the T-shirts with their cut. I want to, obviously get a bigger piece of the pie because they control, shipping, printing, everything. So obviously their cut is a bit bigger than my cut, but I'm creating it. So, and I'm marketing it. So that's what else. I don't know if I told Joe this on the DMs when he reached out to me for the podcast, but it's been a rough 12 months as far as just for me because it's very draining creating something out of nothing, and on top of that, trying to market it. You know what I mean? So you're doing that by yourself. There's one person doing everything, and I'm not saying it is definitely possible to be successful, but it takes a lot of energy, a lot of discipline, a lot of perseverance, and it's been a lot of start and stop for me because I would be frustrated at the amount of work that I'll be doing and not seeing anything in return. And I'm like, okay, I just got to be more patient. I got to be more patient. I'm looking at YouTube videos. I'm looking at different people that have done it. They've been there, done that. And I'm like, okay, I'm implementing those things. Things aren't changing. So I'm like, all right, where's the disconnect? Okay. Maybe people don't know me, obviously. All right, let me start making videos about myself just to get a better perspective about me. So that's what I do. That's what I've been doing off and on for the past year. Usually now, over the past few months, I've been more strict about it. Maybe 2-3 times a week, I'll do, like a minute and a half kind of daily speeches, and kind of reverting back to a different T-shirt. Every T-shirt brings out a different element of me. So I have a T-shirt called Imagine. Imagine, the logo for Imagine is a light bulb. And within that light bulb is a brain, right? And then under, I know it's a lot, but yeah, there you go.
I've been looking.
Yes, sir.
You're leading into what I was gonna ask.
Yes,
so
sir.
That's why I'm letting you talk.
Yes, sir. So Imagine, and then under the logo is the word Imagine. So that's for anybody. That's for individuals that are creative, from any walk of life. It could be artistically or engineers, whatever it is, a cook, whatever it is, in any form. Sometimes, like, I'm gonna go back to what I said before. Sometimes we just kind of live our lives with excuses. We are a product of our environment to a fault, and sometimes our environment isn't the healthiest. You know, the way we were brought up around people that weren't the best for us. You know, we still love those people, we appreciate those people, but let's keep it real. You know, some of those people we love sometimes aren't really that good for us or whatever. So that Imagine shirt was kind of to get people to open their mind. You know, you don't if your environment isn't the best, be a product of your imagination. Manifest who you want to be and what you want to do with your life moving forward, and take those necessary steps. You know, to if it's possible to reduce the time with those toxic people, to replace them with people that are like-minded as yourself or even better than you. Because I've learned over the years, bro, when you're the smartest person in the room or when you're the most successful person in the room, you're babysitting people. They're looking at you with some sort of resentment, even if they don't want to admit it. But, after a while you start catching on, you start seeing certain comments towards you or certain things you're trying to accomplish, and they're very pessimistic about it. They're very negative. Where they say like, "Oh, you think you're gonna do that?" And it's like, we don't need those. I don't need that kind of energy in my life, man. I'm already dealing with my pessimistic ass sometimes. I don't need more fuel to the fire. So Imagine was one of those shirts just to motivate people, and which leads me in. I see the patience here. I think that's the patience logo.
Yeah.
So patience for me is a big one. So patience for me, I'm getting better at it. It's not a jog, it's a marathon for me. This thing we call life. So instant gratification, it's something that has infiltrated our lives for some time with social media. We want things right now, right away. Sometimes we don't even want to work for it. We have a sense of entitlement, even if it's on an unconscious level, and we're afraid of the work, or we just feel like we just want the destination. We don't care about the journey. And I've learned over these past couple of years that the destination is cool and all, but you learn within the journey. At least for me, you learn when you're in the trenches. For example, Joe, when you first started going to the gym, you knew it was going to be, a challenge for you. You knew you weren't going to lose, 50 pounds in a week. And if you thought that, then you're already coming into a messed up mindset. But that's what some people think. They're like, okay, if I don't have 6-pack abs in a month, with crappy nutrition, without the right supplements, you're setting yourself up for failure just to give yourself the same excuse. Like, hey, you see, I tried it and it didn't work.
They always say the gym is like 25% of the.
Yes, sir.
25% of the work, 75% of the work is diet.
Yep.
And you can't outwork a bad diet. So I always understood that. Like when I first started going to the gym, I was going to the gym with, I don't remember, but Caesar, Juan, and Stalin.
Okay.
And they was always better at like bench pressing or stuff. It took me a minute to actually be like, all right, I'm gonna get this.
Yeah.
Like one time I went to the gym with Caesar and he just kept yelling out straight 45s. I was like,
yeah,
so you're gonna do this 145, these 245s, and I can't go up another 245. I'm going to build up to that.
Yeah.
But he just kept going straight 45. I'm like,
yeah,
you're not putting on another S225. Like, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
I wasn't with it.
Yeah, he's a beast.
That's how I feel like when I go to the gym with you, bro.
You be alright.
You a dick. He's like, no, I can't do it. But like, nah, Dwayne, you gonna do it.
Do it.
I mean, I'm reasonable to the point where I've gone to the gym and I tell people, "Yo, try it." If they can't live with that and they say, "Joseph," I'll be like, "All right, I'll grab it." Like
that's an issue sometimes, bro. Because when you live for the ego, you can set yourself up with a fucked up form. You can set yourself up for injury.
Like when we was in Mexico.
Okay.
And we went to this gym that was on the beach.
Nice.
We had did 200 push-ups before we went to the gym.
No, we did. Yeah, we did 200. I thought we did more.
Damn.
No, we did 200 push-ups.
We did 200.
That's
We probably
But
did.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, because like I've been push-up happy. Like
like, he's not the only fitness buff in the
Yeah,
squad.
got you.
But I don't know what got into me that weekend.
But you want everybody to do 200 push-ups a day. But like
Yeah.
I said, like
Beast.
we probably did more than 200.
Yeah.
Guy was story about
Yeah.
he I don't even know if he made the 200.
No.
But he got I think that's like 100 and change. I don't remember, but we got to the gym and he said I'm working out with Joe. So I put the bench on. He goes, I don't know if I could lift it because my arms is tired.
Mm.
So when he lifted it off the rack, he brought it down. He tried to pick it up. Oh, he goes, Joseph, and I grabbed it off of him.
Oh,
I'm like, so I know. I'm like, yo, we just did 200 push-ups, so
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay.
He tried to do. He tried to go and get himself a pre-workout and drink that.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll try again in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He was like, it's gonna help. But he was just too spent from the push-ups, so he was like, I still can't do this.
All right, so I'd like to be the first on this podcast to apologize to that person because I kind of noticed between me and you, we've been nearly killing this man.
Don't put me in this. You
Oh.
killed him. He worked out with him and the Poconos almost killed him. He was like, oh my God. Fuck. Like, I'm talking about this guy. So I was like, yo, he's like about to have a heart
Like
attack.
Jeez.
I'm super
And-
calisthenic
Got
kind
it.
of movement guy,
Okay.
and he's like when me and him go to the gym together,
Mm-hmm.
it's not what can you do. It's at the end of the gym. It's like, yo, what the fuck was we thinking?
Got it.
Which
Okay.
is-
Oh, nah,
Because
nah,
he
so-
does like mad calisthenics, and I keep up, but I'm like, this is hard.
Mhm.
Because I'm more of the machine guy.
Yeah.
But then, like, once I go to machines, it's like the roles are reversed.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
I'm leaning more towards calisthenics though, because I feel like it's a more natural form. Because the machines usually the way this shit's set up, you could fuck yourself up even if you're trying to do it the right way. Like not everybody's body's built the same, you know.
but that's also with ego. So it's just
That's
like
true. That is true.
your form has to be right. You can't be like trying to curl 200 pounds. If you can't do it, you just can't do it. It's like your form is gonna you got to curl what you can have what you can do. Like basically what you can curl with good form
Yeah.
is what you need to stick to.
Yeah.
Don't go up to like an extra 30 pounds and you be like your form is fucked up because that's how you're gonna fuck yourself up.
Yeah, but some of these machines, bro, I be trying to use it. I can't use it just because of my size. I try to do it the right way where the machine is like this. Like, for example, the one of the crunch machines in Planet Fitness is the way it's set up. My big ass,
See,
I
Here we
can't
go.
do it,
That's
and I
it.
try to.
You heard the magic word in that one, right?
Yeah, Planet Fitness.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I gotta make the switch. But, yeah, bro. Like nah, man. I was like, I looked at a machine. I was like, let me try it, and nah, man. It was not. I tried it, and I was like, nah, this ain't happening.
Like there are certain machines that I'm in the gym and I try to use. I'd be
Yeah.
like, I didn't like how this felt, so I'm not gonna do it no more.
That's-
So
I got up after
and I
one
just
time.
move on.
Yeah.
And I just be like, I didn't like how this felt. I'm just
Mhm.
gonna move on. I'll be recording at those times,
Mhm.
and then I'll be like, if I didn't like how it felt, I'm like, I know I'm not gonna like the video, so I just be
Yeah.
like, I just hit delete on it and I
Mhm.
keep moving.
All right. I like to say, one, thank you, because I know he's been wanting to have a gym fitness conversation
Yeah.
on this show
Of
for a
course, of
mighty
course.
long time. Look
Yeah.
at him. Look at him giddy. Look at him.
Bro, first of all, this spot we almost a year, and
Hey, you-
we have never
Got-
was a one fitness guy. I missed that podcast because I was too
Yeah.
tired. But yeah,
But let's get back into. You never tried print on demand,
Uh,
like a Teespring or something?
I looked at those websites, Teespring and was that one with the Z, Zazzle?
Yeah, there's Redbubble.
Yeah, Redbubble. I don't know, man. Something about them. I don't know what necessarily I didn't like about them, but it didn't feel right. I think Printify and a couple other ones. I don't know, man. Something about them just didn't feel right. So I went with Bonfire. And I've been with them ever since last year. I feel like I could do better. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to figure out what kind of T-shirts should I get as far as just the blanks and where that's my dilemma, you know, because obviously you're gonna have to put, you know, a little bit more capital within that. I don't mind it, but I want it. I want to be strategic enough where like I'm not going broke for it. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
So that's where I'm at right now. Trying to be more hands-on with it because my hands-off approach, in a sense of like having somebody else getting more for what I created is not a good feeling. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at right now. Like I'm creating the shit, marketing it, but Bonfire, shout outs to them, but they're getting the majority of the money, obviously because they're doing the majority of the work. I don't mind doing a little bit more work to get more money for it. You know what I mean? Because obviously it's my design. They're just the platform I'm putting it on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So where I'm heading towards is creating my own website, probably buying in bulk. Not too crazy, maybe like 25, 30, something small, something manageable where I could sell those t-shirts and stuff. And then just start building my clientele like that. The hardest part for me is not creating, but it's marketing it.
Have you? Okay.
My question is though, as far as your like IG page, do you do like regular posts or do you do reels as well?
I haven't done reels. I'm trying to learn more about that. You know, the whole online marketing stuff is still new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause all right. So you still do poems and.
Not so much. I kind of fall back from the whole music side of things.
I mean, cause like I'm not gonna lie to you, your shirts, they're very poetic.
Yeah.
So I would say if you rock one of your designs and like have a poem based around it.
Got it. That
like,
sounds cool.
That's and like put it for a reel with a reel.
Got it.
Or on like TikTok, that's like
That'll be fire.
That's an easy
yeah.
10,000 views.
Yeah.
Automatically, cause those things just a lot of people will see it at once, and then you just put in like where they can get it, you know, and like I can see you actually selling your stuff outside.
I could do that.
Cause
That's a great idea, man.
With reels,
that's
it's
what we do
like
out here. We try to help people. We try to help people, man.
I'm gonna have to do like a spoken word though. I don't like memorizing stuff. I just like going for it.
That's perfect.
like what, like with reels, it's like you make it like. Cause I've noticed like when I post videos like for my reel, when I post like regular posts, it's just like you get like a couple likes, a couple views here, a couple likes, but it takes a while. Like but then I'll post a reel, and 10 minutes later you get like 1,000 people have seen you. And then you just keep going and you just keep looking back and be like, this many people have seen your post, and cause reels reach more people.
Because of the algorithm, right?
Yeah, so they reach.
Yeah, go ahead.
They
bro.
reach like more people, and like, not like you got to deal with some people being assholes, or they may have a comment or two.
Yeah.
And like one time, like I was in the gym and I put a reel out, and somebody was like, you only lift them 425, that's like 100 pounds. We see that. I'm like, bro, I just ignored it because I really want to be like, shut the fuck up. Like nobody asked you.
Yeah.
It's because it's very instant reels that it's like you don't like you were right into it. So
got it.
Once you do your thing, they're like, oh, you know what? Check it, because like I have a shirt that literally says, you should work with me before I become expensive. And then it was like I saw it and I said, oh fuck it, I'm buying this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that. It's a quick way. I mean, this is stuff I like to talk about on podcasts and stuff.
I enjoy that.
And ideas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you don't, now I don't want to say you should get a vendor's license.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if like say you, especially if you said you're doing bulk,
Mm-hmm.
you can just go set up shop anywhere. One of the dopest spots is like oh fuck, is it Herald Square Park? It's like literally between St. Mark's and West Fourth. It's
Okay.
like a park. You would make a killing out there
Got
in
it.
like a minute, or like on 125th.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
but yeah, man.
Nah, I'm with always collaborating with people.
That's the next. Yo, this transition game is good today, cause
Network.
I was literally about to say that was my next question. I was like, let's talk about some of your collaborations.
Yeah, man. I I remember in high school, not high school, college. This was probably like my second year, 2015. Was this one? No, I was junior year, so 27. Probably like 2017. So 2017, I was extra heavy on just logos and stuff. So I was working at Whole Foods at the time, and I was in the seafood department at Whole Foods, and the one in Harlem. I don't know if all of these. I think they're all the same, but the seafood and the meat department are right next to each other. So I had buddies in the meat department that were like musicians and stuff. So we would just talk, bullshitting around on the clock. I was like, yo, I do logos and stuff. If you guys want to do it. So, a couple months later, they're like, yo, I want you to do one of these covers for a song I'm doing. So I'm like, I bet. So I did it, and I charged them a couple bucks, probably like 25, 30. Took me a couple minutes, and I did it. And another coworker in the meat department, the same thing. He wanted a logo for his brand. I did it, and I charged him maybe like 30, 40 bucks. So I started getting a few people there, and I started seeing like, yo, this is
That's
pretty
a
cool.
Great side, not even a side hustle, main
Mhm.
hustle.
Yeah. I never really pursued it after that because I kind of, got distracted with life. But I'm definitely open, to collaborate with anybody, both artistically or visual arts wise. I don't rap like that anymore, but I'm definitely still nice with my words. But yeah, on a visual art tip, like I'm open to any suggestions anybody has. As I've gotten older, I'm more open-minded. I'm not so sensitive about my art. I don't care. You could critique it or not. I mean, I don't really internalize those things. We as artists, we are painted with that brush like, oh, we're super sensitive, and to a degree we are, because we're kind of becoming vulnerable and allowing the audience per se to see within, the art piece, like what created that, what emotion or what feeling or what time period you created this. Like it could be, you could have had a depressive episode and made your best work, and then somebody's like, oh, I don't like the way you stroke this part of the painting. You're like, what? I was gonna kill myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that's for me, but
No, I get it. That's Van Gogh. Van Gogh went through that.
Yeah, and it's like, who the fuck are you? Like, obviously you don't have to like it, but you're gonna go like, come on, man. Like, I think with it's cool to have everybody have their voice, but there's certain things that they don't have to be said.
Fucking thank you.
You know like, you don't have to say that, man. You don't know what that artist was going through, for you to be like, oh, you don't have to like it, but you don't have to rip a person apart like that.
Yeah,
That's
everybody want to be a critique.
Yeah, man.
And then nobody know how to actually do it.
Yeah, and a lot of these people, like, I want to see your work. Like you're trying to show shit on my work. Like, I want to see what you have to do. Stick figures is cool, but like, come on.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta be like, fuck you to people.
Yeah, as I've gotten older, I've learned sometimes, man, like, you don't even need to acknowledge those people. They do that just to get a reaction out of you, man. Cause the way we are as human beings, we can have a million people love us, and we'll care about that one negative comment, man. That it'll bug us to death. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We just remember the negative. We don't really remember the positive. Somebody could do you right for 30 years. That one time they flaked on you, you're gonna go back to it every time you think about it. To a degree.
Like, I literally just understood the concept of accepting people low-key hating,
Yes.
because it's one of those things where it's like, all right, you're gonna low-key hate, but look what I did and look what you're not doing.
I look at those people as motivation, man. They're probably in their own prison mentally. They probably want to do what you want to do, but they don't have the courage to do it. They don't have the discipline to do it. They don't have the talent to do it. So they project their insecurities upon you. They project their limitations on you. And the conversation we had earlier about dimming my light, that's what I felt. You know, that's why I dim my light, because I allowed those people within my life to hold weight in my mind on an unconscious level. And once I started realizing that, I'm like, okay, oh, you mean this when you say that? Okay, you really think I can't do it? Cool. All right, have a seat. I'll be back. You know what I mean? And once I accomplish it, they hit you with the quote unquote, oh, I always knew you could do it. You know, I just, you know.
Yeah, no,
I
you know,
oh man, I'm so proud of you. Those are the first people. I'm so proud of you. It's like, where were you at when I started in the infancy stages? They were the first to doubt. Now they're the first to congratulate. Like, make it make sense, man. You know.
I understand.
But God bless those people, man. Hopefully, you know, their heart is purified, their mind is purified. You know, as I get older, I don't hold any animosity towards people, man. That's just a lot of wasted energy. That kind of negativity, man, that blocks your blessings. You know, there's gonna be sometimes for a visionary, especially if you're trying to become something that in your family that there hasn't been a successful person in that field, there's gonna be a lot of resistance, man. Because you're the first to do that. You're the first to break that generational barrier. You know, and that comes with a lot of criticism, you know, and it almost feels impossible until it becomes possible, and you're now the measuring stick for the family, in a good way.
Have you
No,
ever?
you better than me because I'm Petty Vandross. I
He really
stick
is.
it. I'm Petty Vandross. I like succeeding and looking back, being like, someone told me before, you're never gonna make it in a law firm. I wish I run into them nowadays.
Hey, bro, my pops, man, we never really got along. You know, in my life now we've been a couple years strong. We've mended our relationship, but prior to me going back to college, probably like 2011, 2012, we had a lot of inner turmoil, and he told me, out of anger, obviously, I wouldn't amount to shit without him, you know, and that was the fuel I needed to go back to school, get my bachelor's degrees. I graduated 2019 from SUNY Empire State College with a bachelor's in science degree, and you know, just becoming a better person. So like, I invited him to graduation, and that was like the big fuck you. You know, like I invited my brothers, all my sisters, my grandparents. We were like 12 deep, and I invited my pops. And at that point, we were getting along better, but it was still like, yo, you eating those words, bro.
Yeah,
You gonna eat
that's
that
something I
humble
would.
pie.
That's
Not
something
hot and ready
that
for you.
I was like, we not getting cool until I
Yeah.
get this degree, and then
That was probably a little petty.
you're sitting there and taking this picture with me because
Yeah.
you gonna eat this humble. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
I might take the picture holding a piece of pie. I'm like,
Yeah.
me serve this motherfucker humble pie, cause
Yeah.
I wouldn't have did that.
The crazy shit about it is, that day, I wasn't there for it, but I think after graduation, when I was gonna get with the fam, my dad congratulated my mom, and she's like, "Yo, you did great work with him." You know what I mean? And my mom couldn't say the same shit to him because he didn't really put in work for me
Yeah.
to become who I was. He did, but in a negative way. But I turned that negative to a positive. You know, for other people, that those words, you wouldn't be shit without me, from a father, from a parent. Those could be debilitating, and they could take the wrong road with those words. But I took that poison and made that shit fuel for me. You
That's
know,
true.
I'm not going to allow anybody. I don't care if you created me or you didn't, man. You know, I'm gonna show you who I am, man. I'm part of you. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm gonna take the opportunity to become successful just like you. And that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing.
Have you ever thought about doing galleries?
I have. I think I was super into the idea a
I
little
haven't
bit.
done galleries. My bad.
You done? You done some galleries?
Huh?
You done galleries? That's
No,
what you say?
no, no. I'm asking. Sorry, because I should have worded the question better.
Okay.
I said, have you ever thought about doing galleries? But I should have asked, have you ever done or thought about doing galleries?
I've done. I think it was like 1 or 2 galleries. In college, I entered 2 art contests in my school, and I won an honorable mention on my first gallery, and I won some money as a runner-up. So that gave me the confidence to enter more. I entered maybe like 2 more. I didn't win anything, but I received a lot of compliments from fellow artists in the school and administrators in the school. So that was pretty cool. But as far as like an outside of school gallery, I haven't done it, but I wanted to do it a little bit before the pandemic. There's a like a bar, like a artsy bar by me. I live by the Columbia University area, so I walk by that bar like a couple of times a week when I used to go to the gym in 2019, and I was like, I've always thought about like just going there or emailing them, you know, because they would do art gallery shows and stuff like that on like weekends and stuff. And I think they would also do like galleries that you could purchase the art, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know what happened, and I kind of just, my mind just wandered off. But I'm definitely gonna, once things start opening up again, I'm definitely gonna start, you know, dabbling, because I have maybe about 10 prints that I have from 2018 that they're just collecting dust, man. And I think they're pretty fire. That I guess you could say is my art portfolio from college. I think I have like one collaboration in there, and then the rest are just original pieces. And they're like 17 by 13, something like that. They're pretty big. It's probably like something like that mirror around, give or take, the size of those pieces. So they're pretty cool. They're glossy paper. It's pretty fire. But I have them collecting dust. I don't know what to do with them. I obviously want to either showcase them or sell them or do both. That'll be dope. The art galleries that I seen online, man, they were pretty pricey. They were like $300-$400 per table and stuff like that. I was like, man, I don't know about that, you know. So I did through the pandemic, I did look at some, but the price range was crazy. I was like, you know, $300-$400 for a table, bro. But hopefully things get better and shit is opening back up, and I'll definitely get my feet wet there. That's definitely a move.
This is my last question.
Okay.
For anybody looking to get into art, graphic design, anything,
Yeah.
what would be your advice to them?
Man, do something that you enjoy, man. If you enjoy pen and paper, go for it. Buy yourself a sketch pad or download, you know, Photoshop on your phone or on your tablet. That's my platform. You know, that's my canvas, quote unquote. You know, I'm not really a pen and pad kind of sketcher. My canvas is Photoshop. And for me, man, I'm so chaotic. I'm not really. It's like an organized chaos. I don't know about you, bro, but I don't use layers in my work. You know, like Photoshop has layers. Like like it just one. It's gonna work. I'm gonna make it work.
Okay,
you know.
I got you.
Obviously, it's not the best because sometimes it's very time consuming. Because I think with layers is a bit more structured, so you could have more wiggle room and have more freedom to play with certain things. Because you could just remove the layer or hide it and stuff. But that's just how my brain works. Like, I don't want nobody to tell me what to do.
No, that's,
you know?
listen, everybody gotta have their own style, bro.
This was funny. So I remember my digital art class, which is basically like Photoshop and stuff like that. One of my professors was like, "Hey, do a piece on I forgot who it was. I think it was like a Picasso piece or something." So I did it, and then he was like, "Nah, I don't like it." I was like, "All right, cool. Like, you don't have to like it." No. He's like, "No, do something else." I was like, wait, hold on. You told me to do my interpretation of him or whoever the artist was, and I was like, Just because you don't like it doesn't mean I have to do it over, Professor. No, I want you to do it over. And I did it over obviously because I wanted to get a good grade, but me and him had like a banter back and forth. It was like passive aggressive. And I was like, bro, how are you gonna tell me, especially in art, like you don't have to like it, bro. But you gonna grade my shit. You get what I'm saying? And I was looking at everybody because it was just me and him. It was just like in college sometimes people are very scared to confront or have conversations like I mentioned before with certain people because they're afraid of the backlash. I don't care. You can't fail me, bro. Like I'm putting in all the work for you to give me at least a passing grade. So like I went in there maybe. I like confrontation even though I'm introverted. I do like confrontation. It's a little weird, but I kind of like told him like, yo, like what the fuck, you know what I mean? And he didn't like that, so me and him were going back and forth. But I found it super ironic in art. He's telling me that I have to do something over just because he doesn't like it, you know? And it's like, what world we live in when an art teacher is telling you to do something over just because they don't like it? Like, I don't get that. You ever? I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. You ever been through that? Like somebody like telling you, especially as an artist, like to do some shit over just because they don't like it?
Oh yeah, a lot.
And how do you feel about that? Does it kind of grind your gears?
I did a music. Okay, so my tag name is Doogie Franchise. So any music video do or something like that.
Okay.
Done by Doogie Franchise.
Nice.
I did a music video for an artist. You remember Loot, right?
You know, when it took like a year to do?
Yeah.
Because he kept making changes?
Yeah. So one of his changes was, I don't like the name Doogie Franchise. It doesn't seem professional enough. Take it off. And I'm just like, but that's my name.
Yeah, that's your credit.
Yeah, like, he's like, just use your real name. I was like, I don't want to use my real name.
No.
Like,
first of all, you was doing that for free, so I'd have been like,
yeah,
this is how much it costs
there you go.
if I remove my name.
Hit him the invoice. Yeah, hit him the
yeah,
invoice.
like, and then I was like, the fuck?
No.
I would have been, that's it. I'd have been like, you didn't tell me that part, because I'd have been like, this is how much it costs for me to use my real name.
Yeah, it's been,
You know that actually, you guys are into wrestling, right?
of course.
Of course.
So this reminds me of, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the wrestler Sting. He charges more, obviously, for Sting, right? So he has a price for meet and greets. If you just want to meet Steve Borden, which is his real name, you get he doesn't have makeup. It's just him dolo with nothing. He has a set price, and obviously you're gonna pay way more for him to put on the makeup and the leather jacket. Hilarious.
That's a
But that's
lot of
business
prep
stuff.
time. So
That
it's
is
like
wild.
you gotta-
funny though.
he has to buy paint, face
Yeah.
paint. Gotta
Yeah.
buy all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, yo, can I just? I don't want to meet Sting. I just want to meet regular you
Yeah.
in the outfit.
Yeah.
And then when we take the picture, I'll just Photoshop the paint on.
No, that's still 6,500 more, guys. You know, I gotta put the little squiggles in my face right here.
I'm like, don't worry, I'll Photoshop all that shit
Yeah.
in. It's like, that's the point of layers.
Yeah, you want black and white or you want the wolf pack? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Or you
Black and
just
white.
go.
Wolfpack is terrible.
I just want to meet you as yourself, and then you just have a mask in your hand right here. So the things they go.
Yeah, here you go.
Like, all right, cool. Nice video, man.
Yeah. Now you gonna call security. Security.
Most
This guy
likely.
Oh my god.
No, but yeah, that's a good point, Joe. You definitely, bro. You should have hit him with the invoice right here.
Yeah, like if
A year to
I'm
do that?
doing this, like yeah, for example, like you do videos for a portfolio,
Yes.
but that one took way too long. And then it's just like, I don't like your name. Take it out. It's not professional. Well, this is the price that you have to pay for me to take that out.
Yeah.
And if you'd be like, but I thought you were doing this video for free. The key word you just said was.
Yes.
When you told me to take my name off of it,
Yeah.
this is how much you got to pay
It
me.
was like, oh, Doogie Franchise was doing it for free.
Yeah.
Dwayne Francis has a price.
Yeah, like,
The mind fuck is a whole year. I mean, after like I think 2 months, I think you should have just started increasing the shit.
oh, bro.
After 2 months,
You know what I
it's
mean? 'Cause
like,
that's reasonable.
so
2
this
months
is a
is like,
price.
oh,
I'll tell you the full story after the podcast.
Okay.
I'll tell you for
That's
because
hilarious.
There's way too much
Yeah.
to go. That started
See,
like
That's gross.
we about to wrap this up
Okay.
anyway right now because we like an hour and change. in.
Okay.
So, please
Yes.
tell everybody
Mhm.
where they can find you and your stuff.
Yes. So Galaxy X Island. So GALAXYXISLAND Instagram. Check it out. I'm always posting there. Usually a couple days a week. Just motivational quotes and referencing my T-shirts on each design. Every design has a meaning behind it, and in the upcoming weeks, I'm going to continue to post. So stay in tune. I'm always doing polls just for different designs and feedback. Feedback is always welcome. Collaboration is always welcome. I just want to, I created this just for people that need the extra push. Sometimes we allow ourselves to get our asses kicked by life for whatever reason, and we just need that person to tell us like, hey, you can do it. You could definitely do it. You're more than qualified to do it. You're more than good enough. Sometimes we just feel like we're not good enough. And I created the T-shirt for those people to inspire them, to remind them that all of them, every one of you guys, are qualified to be amazing. We're all amazing people. We just got to tap into that warrior within us. And we don't have to wait until our back is against the wall to do that. Sometimes we just feel like the motivation is not there, but motivation comes and goes. Be disciplined. The same way you work a 9 to 5, invest that same time into your health, into yourself. As we all know, 2020, the pandemic hit, and it showed us really that these companies don't care about us. They care about their bottom line. So if you're so expendable, create your own side hustle. If you've been thinking about whatever idea to create that side hustle for years, 2020 really, really pushed me and many people, and 2021 is going to continue to push me and many people moving forward to show corporate America, like, you don't control us anymore. We have control of our destiny, and each and every design, imagine, patience, learn and grow. I love me, and so many others. Each of them have a story. Each of them is to remind you, you're amazing. You're all amazing, no matter what you've been through in life. Don't let the past define you. You have the opportunity to do a 180 in your life if you're not doing the best right now. You gotta put in the work, guys. This instant gratification has really warped people's reality, and we have to put in the work. You can't expect amazing results with subpar or half-ass effort. It's not happening, guys. Put your best foot forward to win and succeed, and watch. Just be patient with the process. Trust the process. You have to be patient, guys. It's not going to be an overnight thing. I'm a year in and I'm still learning. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm better than I was last year. I have so much knowledge. I have so much room to grow. And I'm not going to stop. So definitely believe in yourself. You guys are going to kick ass this year and moving forward. You gotta switch up your mentality, man. I believe in you guys, man.
All right. Joe, hit.
you can find me at Big Boy Fitness 718 on Instagram.
Benching.
I realized this week I ain't mentioned a minute, and I
Jesus
started
Christ.
benching.
You don't even know.
I
We
benched,
don't know it.
Hilarious.
I benched this week. Like, somebody asked me to like, this kind of got on my nerves. Like, they like, how you're like, because of COVID, you're not supposed to spot anybody in the bench. So this
You
dude
spot me every time we bench, bro. If you leave me hanging.
No, but you're
Uh-oh.
not supposed to spot. I'm talking about people you don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
You're not
You're
supposed to
dead.
spot people you don't bench because of COVID.
That's
Some
fair.
dude was like, "Yo, can you spot me?" Because he was benching 225. I'm like, I don't know him, so I'll go. I put my mask on. I'm like, because it's not like you. I'm doing this even though I'm not supposed to. But then, when in the middle of him benching, he goes, I was like, bro, what are you doing? He just blew your face.
Yeah,
He just blew, cause you know how like when you're breathing in your bench. I'm like, bro, you're not. He breathed mad hard. Like I felt it on my face, and I was like, yo, I'm so glad I fucking wear a mask. Cause I'm like, I was like, I didn't trust you. I didn't trust you at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then he's also like, can you help me get the bar off of the thing? So I'm like, if you can't lift it off of the thing, you shouldn't be benching 625.
Ego.
But he did it, and then I'm just like, okay. He goes down, then goes. I was like,
You never been mad awkward?
all right.
Is if a teardrop came out your eye and landed on him when that happened? Because it was just like nothing but hot breath. Just you just go.
Probably. I'd have been like payback. Keep benching.
All right, that's crazy.
But yeah, that was my one pet peeve this week. But that's pretty much it.
Big Boy Fitness 718. You make sure you follow him there so you can see him spot people benching. They blow air in his face. Me. You can. You can follow me. You can follow me at Doogie Franchise. That's DOOGIFRANCHISE. I'll start a laugh, so I messed up the spelling.
Yeah, like when you do it, I was like, oh, I can't wait to figure the rest out to see.
So let's try that again. That's DOOGIFRANCHISE. Yes, sirree. That's me, Doogie Franchise. You can follow me on the IG, and you can also follow us on It's Show of Season. Write it as one word. It's Show of Season, because it's supposed to just roll off your tongue. It's Show of Season. All right? And on that note, thank you, Isaac, for coming on the show.
You guys.
Joe, goodbye and good night.